Hello. I don't often do intros to the videos and we kind of just jump into a vlog. This one is not a vlog, it's a let's chit chat video. That's why it's not on one of my normal days. I had mentioned in my last video that I wanted to discuss something when it came to mental health and how that affects my weight loss journey. And I just got done recording everything that I wanted to say, but I really didn't want to start this video off without explaining that this is a heavier subject. This is about mental health, anxiety, depression. If things trigger you when it comes to talking about those such things, uh, probably not the video for you. If you're, I think it's also important to discuss emotions. So, um, I don't know. I think maybe it'd be worth a quick peek. I don't know. It's a long video too. So I do want to just preface that, and I guess that I just wanted to make sure you were aware of what kind of video it was before you jumped right into it. So, ta-da! Okay, so last week or not last week, during my weigh-in video, I had mentioned that I had been working through some things and that I was going to expand on it a little bit more during that video. I just figured I'd cut it short and not go all the way into these kind of fun things. I have been dealing with some anxiety and depression, along with just some things that come along with those I don't want to call them emotions, but that come along with that. And it was very unfortunate for me to feel that way after such a long time of me continuing to try to grow as a person and work on my mental healing and how that looks. And my circle of people that I include in my life when it comes to deep things is very small. I mean, a lot of adults, especially my age, can relate that a lot of your circles tend to be smaller, tight circles, people that you trust. Those are the people that you talk to the most about things. And I've kept a lot of what I'm going through to myself because just like before I asked for help, I still have this sense of I can do this, right? I don't want to ask other people for help, so I don't want to rely on other people to lift me. I need to be able to lift myself. But when you have somebody that's part of your circle, or several somebodies that are part of your circle, gaslight you when it comes to your mental health, allow other people to say horrendously horrible things to you in their presence, and not protect them. I there are so many details to a really dumb story that, for the sake of it being on the internet, I won't share. But ultimately, I had somebody that I love and care about say something very, very horrible to me that had to do with my infertility. And that's something that I've been struggling with for almost a decade now. And this person was well aware. And they felt that the only way that they could communicate effectively was to bring themselves to a lower standard as a human being and call me something that I am more upset at the fact that I'm allowing it to continue to sit in my head, if that makes sense. Like I'm more upset that I'm allowing it to bother me. But if you've ever dealt with fertility issues and you get called something that starts with childless, does that sound like somebody who cares about you or that loves you? And so that was kind of a hard truth for me. And It was, as far as I'm concerned, unprompted. Their story, I'm sure, is vastly different. The best part of it is it's all on a texting thread, so it's black and white. There's no gray area where they can make things up. But this has been haunting me for like 6 weeks. And the other part of it is that other members of my circle, uh, I would say, participated. And the reason I would say participated is because they watched it unfold. And instead of jumping in or stopping it, they kept watching and spectating, and even like liking or loving some of the text messages. And there's still no real apology from anybody. And it wasn't just about me either. You know, I wasn't the only person that was hurt with it. It was also somebody that I truly care about deep down in my bones. And I had initially I had stepped into a situation that wasn't my own. And I did it because I thought I was doing what was right for the person I was protecting. And I still believe that full-heartedly. And I do it again, regardless of how much pain I have to go through because somebody else decided to show what kind of ugly colors they have underneath their mask. I am just so... It's really hard because, again, my circle is so small. And the people that I trust the most with my vulnerability tends to be smaller, right? And I have to answer this phone call. I'll be right back. Sorry. It was my fiance. So, anywho, what I was trying to express was that when your circle is so small and there's people that you allow in that circle that are able to connect with you and you're allowing to be your most vulnerable self, having somebody go ahead and use what vulnerabilities that you have against you at some point in time because they didn't want to do anything but hurt you, I don't accept that. I don't accept that as an accident. I don't accept that as you didn't mean it. I don't accept that. The words that came out of your mouth were strategic. The words that came out of your mouth were unprompted. They were so hurtful. And again, something that I'm dealing with is being more upset with myself that I'm allowing these things. I was also told to unalive myself. A chubby fast food worker. You know, there was a couple stingers, and again, it wasn't all just directed to me either. It was directed towards the person I was trying to protect, and I'm having a hard time dealing with it because the circle is already small, and again, it's funny to me. Funny isn't the right word, but it's interesting to me that people that you think that you know so well could surprise you. Could surprise you with finally dropping a mask that they could have been carrying for decades. I don't throw pity parties, and well, I do, but normally it's just for myself. If I'm going to throw a pity party, it's to myself, and it's momentarily because you can only feel bad for a situation for so long before it's your fault for not doing something about it. For the most part, I mean, there's some situations, some situations that you have less control over, blah 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 blah. But for the most part, I'm hurting and I'm struggling. And yesterday, I got a phone call from one of the spectators, and it was just, I knew I shouldn't have answered the phone call. I could feel it from far away that 6+ weeks later, people will make their own story up in their head if it makes it so that they don't have to be wrong, which is crazy because it's okay to be wrong. Just learn from it. But to not apologize, to try to sweep things under the rug and say, you know, bygones be bygones. No, that's not how life works. I will tell you right now, regardless of where you are in my circle, I don't allow strangers to talk to me like that. I don't allow friends, because friends wouldn't do that. I wouldn't allow anyone to talk to me like that and still allow them the opportunity to have this kind of light in their life. And yes, I'm referring to myself as that light, because if you don't want it, that's fine. But I'll be gosh darned if I let somebody take away what I've been working so hard to heal. And I can forgive to a certain extent. There's a certain amount of forgiveness that I can offer, and that forgiveness primarily is a forgiveness so that I can feel better. That's the truth. The kind of forgiveness I have is forgiving somebody for being an ugly human being, and forgiving them for the words that they said, and praying that that's not the kind of person they truly are. But that doesn't mean I need to allow you in my life. See, you chose to make the exit. Not even necessarily, there could have been some saving. There could have been some saving to do if there was any kind of genuine care and love about how hurtful you were. And same with the spectators. I mean, apparently they're not wrong, which is just hilarious. And I'm beside myself when it comes to it. I know I'm smiling a lot, and I think it's me this is how I can cope the best I can with it, because laughter is the best medicine for sure. But I'm struggling with it, and the only thing I can do is keep going and keep trying to do everything else in my life that are goals. And that's the other thing, is that it really bothers me because I have some really cool things that I'm trying to work on and that I'm excited for in my future. And I can't share it with these people. I can't share my happiness with people who are supposed to be in the tightest part of my circle. I can't share that because I'm afraid that they'll break my happiness. Why is that okay? It's not. So I'm doing what somebody I love and care about suggested that I do, which is to protect my energy. My cats are playing in the background. I'm doing the best I can to protect my energy, but it's hard. And I know that I am using the word struggling. Sorry, I licked my tear. It's bothering me. Salty. But I don't stop, no matter how hard I think things can be. I always think things can be fixable. And although I feel broken, I'm fixable. I'm fixable
to the point of being happy. I'm fixable enough to accept love. Because when you're broken and you don't feel okay, trying to accept love is so hard. Affection. A lot of my friends know that I'm not really a hugger. I'll hug you if you want one. Don't ask. I don't ask for one. I don't know how. And if you're watching this, you might be wondering to yourself, why would you choose to be so vulnerable and stupidly talk about this kind of stuff online, right? Well, I don't have very many viewers, so that's cool. I mean, I think 2 of the accounts are me, because one of my accounts is for me watching things. But I want my channel, again, I think I said this earlier on in the very beginning of one of my episodes, was one day, hopefully far from now, I'm not here anymore. My story is done. I'll be done. But I also don't want to forget on the way to my path, to that next stage. I don't want to forget all these things that I went through. I don't want to forget about the feelings that I'm having at this moment. Not because I want to document any kind of sadness. For me, it's able to look back and say, I was strong enough, right? I don't look at this and say, this is a weakness to me. I look at this and think it's an opportunity for me to continue growing as a human being. And even though my heart hurts, I know that I'll be okay. Because I will make myself okay. That didn't sound the best coming out. I will be fine. But I want my channel to explore the truth of, my weight loss journey, which is directly connected to my mental health journey. I mean, I can't lose weight. I can't control my emotional eating or avoid falling into the trap of any EDs from my past if I don't work on what's going on in my head. And that's why that's so important to me, and prioritizing my mental health. They fall together. That's it. But I think it's really important that we talk about things that are true to the human experience. I've been dealing with anxiety and depression for as long as, I don't know, forever. It feels like it's my normal. I've been told that I have the personality of somebody who has anxiety about anxiety, which I overthink things a lot. And I like to consider the different perspectives of how things can play out, all that jazz. But I think it's important that even the uglier parts of dealing with these kind of journeys, if you just show the positives, no one really knows what they're walking into. And I spoke about this before when it came to another YouTuber, and I mean a couple weight loss YouTubers in particular that I follow and watch have mental health issues. And you can find that there is success behind somebody who is working towards becoming a better person mentally. Because when you're working on that, everything else seems to start to fall into place. I think it's important to talk about it. And even though I am sad right now, and I just also need anybody who does watch this to know that I'm dealing with it. It's not no concerns. I love life. I love my dog. I love my cats, my guinea pigs, my chickens. I love my dad. I love my baby sister. My best friend. I love my fiance. I love living, and I love life. And I'm just so disappointed when I see such ugly ugliness. Like, why would you want to live a life with such ugliness in your heart? It's just, it's not what I want to be. So I wanted to talk about that. I don't know. I'm going to have to rewatch this whole thing because now I don't know. Luckily, just didn't put on that much makeup today, but I appreciate if you watch the whole thing. I think I really needed to share this because, again, this has been one of the reasons that I've had setbacks over the last few weeks when it comes to weight loss. And I wouldn't say it's about emotional eating. I would say it was about choosing not to take care of myself in the best of ways with the right choices. Less overeating, more about just poor choices, and including, alcohol consumption. And if anybody knows anything about losing weight, alcohol does not help anything whatsoever. And it also, for me, gives me an opportunity in my head to say, chips and salsa sound like a good snack, and then not account for how much I'm eating. Luckily, you're going to go down a whole nother road, Brie, calm down. Anyway, that's also the other big thing when it comes to mental health is making sure that, how is it affecting your behaviors and what you're doing. So I am prioritizing my mental health. I do have someone that I am speaking with, and I do plan on protecting my peace, and I do plan on doing what I feel like is right, and I do plan on moving on from it, because for me to be successful in my next endeavor, I can't let that kind of weight rest on my shoulders or be tied around my feet. I just got to let it go. And letting go is hard. But I already know that if I don't, it'll just hold me back. And there's nobody that should be setting me backwards except for myself. And I already get mad at myself when I set myself backwards. So I don't need to do all that. And I don't want to allow anybody else to do that either. So sorry for crying a little bit. I mean, that wasn't excessive or anything. I tend to be, I would call emotionally passionate person. So emotions are easy for me to feel, I guess. Your mental health is important. Take care of yourself. Don't be afraid to talk to somebody. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. And don't be afraid of your circle getting smaller. Over time, you'll find that the right people come to you. They show up in your life and you can feel them right away. You could take that in a weird way, but don't feel them like that. Like their aura. You can feel their aura and what they give off. And some people don't deserve you. That's the plain and simple truth of it. Some people just don't deserve you. Your circle may get smaller, but that's okay, because the relationships that you carry have the most substance and carry the most weight in your heart in a good way, and keep you motivated to be a better person and take advantage of opportunities in life. Okay, I'm done with all my chit chat because that's a lot. This is going to be a long one. I'm going to just post it today because I don't want to put this on my Wednesday video. Have a happy Tuesday. I think it is July 15th. Especially if you can relate to dealing with these kind of things. I guess you could like the video. Doesn't seem weird. It's like when I heart things on Instagram and it's something sad. It's like, stay here for 10 seconds to save this cat that's in a wheelchair. Subscribe. Like. I don't know. What's the other one? Comment. Oh no. That's not bad. Like, subscribe. Having a stroke. Happy Tuesday.